Now I want you to go one step even further. Now, some more math. Okay. Now one Tithi, you know, is a span of 12 degrees. Now these 12 degrees are again mapped into 12 signs, from Aries to Pisces. The water boy is controlled by Shiva. The water boy, the functioning of the water boy. See, the water boy has to hold the hose, right? The water boy is only holding the hose. But if there is no water coming from the back, what do you do with the hose? Somebody has to pump water from the back. You need a pump to pump the water. So I need to also find out if the pump is working for the water boy. Right? The water boy is running to hold the water like that, but there's no water coming. He's looking at it. Hey, no water. So we need water to be pumped. That pump will depend upon the degree of the Tithi. The degree of the Tithi will talk about the pump, the strength or the energy with which the water is being pumped. Is it with high force? So much water that you get washed completely? Or washed off your feet? Right? Or is it just a trickle? That's also important, isn't it?
Trickle or a flood.
Trickle or a flood. What is it like? How good is your pump that is pumping that water? The water boy. Isn't it important? Right. So what we do is, when you take your Jehora software, it will tell you a calculation by which you can see the elapsed Tithi, how much of Tithi is left. Right? So now you go through this math. What is the math? You have to do this. Tithi elapsed is equal to 100 minus Tithi left.
Okay.
So please do 100 minus, go through the steps that I've indicated in the second column over here, from here. Panchanga, from Panchanga. Tithi, here in this case of George Bush Jr., we have Shukla Ashtami. Rahu is his Tithi Lord. His water boy is Rahu. And the balance of Tithi left is 25.65. So what you need to do is Tithi elapsed is 100 minus 25.65. Take that and you move the decimals by 2. You take it as a fraction. So 0.7435. And then you multiply this by 12. You get 8.922. And in Jyotish, like everything else, we round it off to the next higher number. Right? Clear, Tithi? Right. So 8.922 is 9 rounded off to the next higher integer, which is Sagittarius. So, I want to know this sign, and I want you to study this sign vis-a-vis his career and his relationship. Because let me tell you, career has to play career is what we call the pump for your relationship. You got tons of money, your wife is very happy with you. I'm sorry, no offense meant to anybody personally. But it's a general psychology. If there are too many financial problems in the relationship, the marriage can break. This is the truth of life. Right?
What does this have to do with Shiva? You were saying before that Shiva was water.
Yeah, it is one of the Jyotirlingas. It's one of the Jyotirlingas that you can worship.
Okay, just wanted this calculation. And Trijyoti star brings you up to the Tithi elapsed piece of it. Then you just have to multiply by 12.
So can you do this calculation? Please do this calculation.
You mean the one that's already done up here?
No, for yourself.
For yourself. Oh, I see.
For your own self. It is very important to do this for yourself. Where's his chart?
It's on my computer back there.
It's in your computer bag. Marita, could you please pass on her computer back so that
Just my computer.
I'll go back and get it.
Yeah.
If it comes up to 9.01,
You have my chart.
then it
you'll
is
go to
10.
10.
We still go to 10.
Even 1/10 of that's
Even
100.
even 0.001. That means 9 is over. You are in the 10th.
71.
So 10th will be Capricorn.
You're in the 10. You're in the 7.
You're on the 10th. So Capricorn is your.
197.
Do you have your charts? Your other
I'm in the
charts?
second.
Your other charts? Yeah.
Mine's 10 also. Where's 10?
Must have left mine in my car.
Then for Bush, since he has Sagittarius in his house, it's being at war is what his purpose was. His purpose was to come to Earth. Even
He's the war president.
He's the war president. And that's where he begins. It leaves for another building. Well, that's done.
Yeah, because here's
17.8.
What about Ponchanga?
I'm just checking my math. See how that's almost 9? And yours just
Take that minus 100 minus 17.8.
It's got a very interesting thing. 51.62. Right? 8.5. Say 51. But after divided by 100.
We have a math quiz company.
Yeah, so mine's the 7.
Okay.
He's saying
Okay, Lewis is ready. Shall we take Lewis's chart so that we understand one case?
Okay.
Okay, let's hear you, Tithi, balance.
It's the source for my thing is 10th house.
10th house. Wow, that was fast. So your balance of Tithi was how much?
It was, you mean what the numbers were to start with?
Yeah,
It was 17.78%.
17.78. So that will be, if Tithi elapsed, would be roughly about
82. 82 point something.
82 point something.
Yes.
It
That's
actually-
0.82 multiplied by 12 will be 82 plus 81.6, which
It was
was
9.96.
9.96, which is 10 Capricorn.
Yeah.
Right. Capricorn, that's good.
Capricorn?
10, would it be 10th sign or 10th?
There's a 10th sign.
10th sign.
Oh, 10th sign, not 10th
10th
house.
sign.
I mean 10th sign, I meant. Yes, I'm sorry.
10th
Yes.
sign.
10th sign.
What's it telling us?
Oh, I thought it was a 10th house. Okay.
Capricorn.
This Capricorn. There's a 10th sign, Capricorn.
And my Mars.
So his pumping machine, the water boy, the water boy gets his water. The pumping machine comes from the sign Capricorn.
My Mars is exalted in that.
And he has an exalted Mars over there. So that is Bhima Shankara. That also has to do with his work. Which part of his work is so important for him? His third house. His writing is very important. Do you see my point?
Yeah.
That is the most crucial. And that has got to do with your emotions, with your career, with your relationships, with your everything. It's the way you are going to live. You see my point, what I'm trying to say? That sign becomes so important. Based upon the amount of water it pumps, your quality of life goes up. Your achievements in life go because man is emotionally driven to achieve. So you achieve in life when you have a very powerful water boy pumping water over there. And you have a Mars exalted. So that can mean that if you worship Bhima Shankara, Bhima is the strong one, the muscle one, the one who cannot be defeated in war, undefeated war. Bhima Shankara is a form of Shiva associated with Jyotirlinga, associated with Capricorn. You will get that ability to that every time you fall, you will rise with double strength. You see my point? So every time you do something wrong, each time you find even a better path, even much more better. Each time you improve. You see that is what you need. Bhima Shankar. So do you get that? So you see, third house is so important for him. For him, writing is very crucial. If he is not writing, he can become very unsettled. He can become very, something can go wrong. He may feel cranky, whatever. Right? So that is crucial, yeah.
So the house that occupies that sign for your chart, you have to pay attention to that.
Totally. That becomes the focal area of your work.
Yeah.
What will manifest? See, in the case of Bush, which house is this? Sagittarius is the sign. For George Bush, it is the 6th house. So in his career, when he is reaching the high water mark, what is manifesting?
Fighting.
Sagittarius is 6th house.
War, fights.
There you go. And Sagittarius is the natural battlefield.
Chronic wars.
Who?
In the name of Dharma.
Dharma.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, Sagittarius
So,
is
Christian, right.
I mean, yeah.
So mine is number second.
Yosin said, let's hear Julie's. Let's hear Julie's. Come on.
So mine is in the second, which is Taurus.
How do you get second?
When I multiplied it, I get 1.8. I had 85% remaining, so that's 15 has passed. I multiplied that by 12, got 1.8. That's
Yeah,
rounds up to
1.5
2.
plus. Yeah. 1.5 plus 0.15 is about 1.65. How do you get 18? 1.65.
85. Well,
Yeah. Okay.
no. 15 times 12 is 180.
All right. 130. Good.
Sorry.
Good. I want that.
She doesn't count.
No, she has to give an answer.
Like this.
Just because somebody is an accountant
Lightning
doesn't mean
fast.
they are right. No.
Very
You have to prove it to me that they are right. I will not listen. There are accountants who are big duffels. Don't give me that. So that's right. 1.8, that's 2.
Yeah.
So 2 is Taurus.
Taurus.
So from
My Lagna is Vrishika.
Vrishika, so Taurus is the 7th
Seventh
house.
house.
So 7th house is very crucial for you
Right, and my
in your
seventh
relationship
lord,
as well as your work.
Right, but my seventh lord is
Yeah, is what the remedy that you got. Right? Now you understand
okay.
why it is so important.
So, okay. Yeah.
Okay. It is very important. Your interpersonal thing is very important. Okay, anybody else wants to check their calculations? Marika, you have not done your calculation, I can see that.
I have.
You have?
I did.
Good. Okay, let's go on. So everybody is clear about this. Good, let's go on.